Hey, you made it. Karina, you there?
Oh, yeah, you hear me?
You had an adventure, man. I was like, where is she?
I,
what was
I
what
could
was
not get in.
what was going on there?
I had
Didn't
to
like you.
restart.
Oh, okay. That's just technical difficulties. We all good. We got the great Karina Lopez here. How you doing, sister?
I'm good. If you hear background noise, forgive me.
No, it's okay. You good.
Okay.
What's going on? You having a party behind you?
No. I'm sitting
You
in my
you know,
apartment right now.
here's what's kind of ironic about that
See?
question. I just look at you. I actually thought last week, I was like, you know what, it would be cool if like when I did the live record release parties, to have people in the and like in each participant's room. You know what I mean? Like share,
Mm.
like sitting around you and or away from you, but you can hear them. It gives you a little bit of atmosphere. I'm going to suggest that in the future, and I'll have a little bit of people here because I can't drink anymore because it's damn gout, right?
I know the feeling.
But I can have wine. They say I can have wine, so we're good there. So let's get the show on the road. We got Karina Lopez and Karina
Mm.
Guardiola Lopez. What? Don't don't tell me I messed up your name like I'm like
No. I said,
okay.
you got it right.
You see, and I know you thought that I was afraid to say it, right? You used to do, is that why you used to be Karina G Lopez? Because you just got tired of people butchering your name.
Karina Granola, Karina Godzilla. And one time I took Peggy's workshop and she was talking about names and the importance of names.
Uh-huh.
And I brought it back. Yeah, and
Nice,
I brought it back.
Sounds good. All right. So, Karina Guardiola Lopez is a poet, writer, educator, author of Textual Time Capsules, Jutina Journals, and co-author of Live Big Girl and other writings. Her poetry has appeared in For Women Who Roar, Writing for Peace, La Libreta Online, Great Weather for Media, The BX Files, Indolent Books, Accentos Review. You saw what I did with the review there? Review. The Ice Colony, and many other publications. She has featured at the New York City Poetry Festival at Governor's Island, the National Black Theater, New Eurekan Poets Cafe, Bowery Poetry Club, the Bronx Museum, many more. You see her everywhere. And her TikTok, she didn't mention, are hilarious. Make sure you check out. She'll give you that handle later. And for more info, visit kglopez.com. We'll repeat that later. So, Karina, let's get to it.
Okay.
Give me 3 words to describe Karina G Lopez.
3 words to describe me. Wow. An ambivert. I have my highs and lows.
Damn it, I don't have a dictionary. Go ahead.
Ambivert is basically you know how some people are like, really social, some people are really quiet. I still find myself in the middle depending on the energy in the room.
Yeah. Okay.
2, creative.
All right.
3, loyal.
I like that. All right. So tell me, when did you first fall in love with writing?
Ooh, I think when I was 9 years old.
Really? And how did that come about?
I was writing short stories in 4th grade as assignments, and I used to take it to another level.
Nice. You know, Catalina used to write stories about her dolls, and I'm trying to get her to pull that back out because I thought that was so interesting. All right. So when you were writing these short stories, what were they mostly about?
Different things about having a dinosaur as a pet. I used to write freestyle music about fabric softener, like everything. I was young, I didn't start like hip hop till 11.
Well, yeah. Well, you know what? They used to say that the first name for freestyle, I'm sure you know this, was Latin hip hop. That's what they called it. Then they realized that was a dumb name and they took it, they changed it. So were any of your parents creative, and was it any of them that inspired you to start this?
Yeah, my mother is an artist. She actually sketches, and she went to FIT for a bit. before she got pregnant. She always reminds me. And my father was a musician back in his country in Honduras.
Really? What kind of musician?
I think he was more like boleros and things of that sort. But I heard, according to his story, he one time did a political piece, and at the end he was like, "Saca la policía, saca la policía," and then he got arrested.
Oh, I love him already. See, that's me. That's how, that's how my path was. So when you were young, were you bullied, or did you go through any hard times as a kid or teenager? And if so, how did that affect you and what you do today?
I think I experienced bullying like seriously in middle school, which is very, very common. Yeah. It hurt your self-esteem. I grew up very, I don't want to say poor, but we were struggling. We were struggling, and my mother tried to, get me the name brand clothes that I wanted and things of that sort. And I didn't have that growing up,
Yeah.
So
well, you're lucky because I'm the last of 8, so everything I had was handing me down.
Yeah, I'm the oldest.
Now I'm the youngest, and I got everything that my brother finished killing. So
oh man.
Yeah,
so
man.
Yeah.
So what is your biggest fear?
My biggest fear?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I know I usually have this recurring dream that I'm drinking before going on stage, and then blah, 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 and I'm like, I know I shouldn't have drunk. So now I do not drink before I get on stage.
No, we had a machete movement incident once, right? We went to perform for a charity event for pulmonary disease, and the honoree was this young girl who had the disease, and somebody gave us brownies, but we didn't know they were those brownies. And then when we were playing, we couldn't remember anything. We were all out of it. And I was like, oh, never again. That was a lesson there. That's a cute fear though that you have there.
That's not a cute fear for me, because every time I wake up, I'm like, oh my God, okay. And always reminds me, you're gonna drink after.
Right.
Yeah.
That's celebrate. Yeah. So when did you realize that you wanted to be a poet?
After listening to, I think, Rage Against the Machine in high school.
Really? I'm glad you said that. Which song was it? Or just the whole album?
It was the Evil Empire album.
Yes, that was the only good album, by the way.
That's not true. That's not true. Before that, I was doing a lot of hip hop, and then it merged into poetry, and it went right back into hip hop. But I was listening to a lot of Mos Def, Rage Against the Machine, even Jamiroquai, which people laugh at. But if you listen to Jamiroquai's lyrics, they're very poetic.
Yeah. You know what? I got into it from Funkadelic, George Clinton. A lot of people don't realize that lyrics are poetry, and when people, when they say who you were inspired by, they usually just go straight to a poet. And you're the first person like me who goes to a musician that inspired you to be a poet. So we're in sync there, and we are familia, so that's good.
Of course.
So what is your favorite time to write?
My favorite time to write? I don't know if I have a favorite time to write. I have different feelings. Like sometimes on Sundays, if I'm by myself, I'll write, or if I'm in a workshop, I'll write. I don't know. I don't know if I have a favorite time.
You don't have a favorite time.
Sometimes I wake up at 4 a.m. to write.
But that's
I can't
me.
go to sleep.
That's me every day. 2, 3, 4 a.m. Wow. So you're actually the first person ever that I interviewed that does not have a favorite time to write. That's
I don't think
awesome.
so.
You're just a writer. Unless you and the workshops when you're a captive audience and you have to write.
Well, I don't force myself to write. If the workshop leads me to write, I'll write.
Yeah. So then you've done good workshops. Then have you had a bad workshop? I can say names.
Have I ever attended a bad workshop? Yeah.
No, we're not gonna say
bad. I won't say bad. It wasn't fruitful for me. It wasn't fruitful at all.
Right.
Other people went away like, oh, this was great. And I was like, I got nothing. But everyone has a different way of learning. That learning style that person did was not for me.
Yeah. Too bad we can't say the name. Maybe it's not. Yeah, even if you don't like the person, we're not gonna say his or her name. So you said you don't have a a favorite or a specific time that you prefer writing, but do you have any writing rituals?
Do I have? I know that I'm mostly motivated when I'm near water. When I'm around water, it activates.
Yeah.
I mean, in a workshop, it's natural. I'm ready to write, but I could just go into the park and then things just start popping in, and I have to. So water.
That's very, very yeah. Speaking of you are a lot of your writing is in defense of your spiritual faith. I'm sure as a Latina, you're constantly having to explain to people why you're of that faith, right? How still to this day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes they think I make it up so I don't have to go to work on certain holidays. Like, she's lying.
So how's that? How when that happens, this is always like people you just met, or are people that you know and love also sometimes shocked to find out?
I mean, my family embrace it. My close friends understand it. It's usually people that I don't know, new people. They're like, why? I mean, I had somebody tell me I chose the religion of the slave master. I haven't met a Jewish slave master yet, but I'm like, okay, sure.
Yeah. Then it's got to be hard, and you were led there kind of prophetically. It wasn't like something that was forced upon you. It was something
it was not forced
you were
upon
spiritually led to. And maybe it's good that people ask, because they need to know that. Some people think that your faith would be something that you happens through marriage, or but no, not for you. For you, it was organic. It was true. You were led there.
I was 13.
Yeah, and then you're writing. I mean, so I love that you don't shy away from that in your writing. And we had a feature once, Martina McGowan, who I love that she is a physician and still does revolutionary poetry, because that's something that could hurt her career and what she does. And I love that you do the same with your faith when you do the art that you do. So let's talk about your new book. Tell me about the title.
Textual time capsules. There's so much in that name. One of the first reasons I named it was because I was looking at all the different books that I had, and I was really criticizing myself for it. And taking different workshops, listening to different perspectives, talking to my friends, I learned that these things are just time capsules. They're evolutions. This was me at, when I was 29. This is me now at 40, and not to be so harsh with myself.
Yes.
So I was like, you know what? This is a textual time capsule. This is me now at 40 with a master's degree, with a different understanding of writing. Yeah. And, it was about self-accepting myself at that level.
And you traveled that. It comes out exactly how you explain it, and the book does travel that way. I like that. I like when True did it. I like when Peggy did it. I do it now in the last like 3 or 4 books. Some people, I didn't even care like who liked what I wrote, because I had to do what you just did in this book, and go back to people who might not understand what I'm talking about. I talk about my own neighborhood, and you got to get it out. But as long as we up, as long as we out, and you're securing a history for yourself. No matter, when you're long gone, you're gonna have your the people in your family that came after you be able to see that. Not just, and you're an educator, so you have more than just bloodline. You have a lot of kids that you influence, that look up to you and are following you, and trying to be something that they see in you, and that's big. So I'm gonna tell you this. I love your use of lists when you do list poems. And I'm going to tell you why that's big. And well, you probably know, because anyone that knows El David knows I hate, I'm not a big fan. I mean, I say hate, I'm not a big fan of list poetry. So it's got to be hot. It's got to be hot for me to like it. I mean, I could tell you, as soon as I'm at the New Yorican or something, and somebody goes, 1. I gotta lose it. I'm like, oh damn it, here it goes. And I don't know if Vanessa's here, but we were at the New Yorican once, and this girl, yeah, she went. This list was like 30. We were like 3 pages, and I was like, oh my god, when this is over, okay, I'm being mean. So tell me about those lists. You like doing that, right?
I guess it's my signature. I mean, I've known to do it. I didn't know I did it all the time. But yeah, I think
Well,
it just
I'm
comes
gonna
out
tell people,
natural.
and I'm gonna tell people don't do this at home. You gotta be good at it. You gotta be good at it, or somebody with me, que mi lengua no tiene pelo. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna tell you that it's whack. I'm gonna walk out. I have no hair on my tongue. For those of you who are not versed in Spanish,
Espanol.
Espanol. I have no hair on my tongue or on my feet, so I will walk out or say something. But your list poetry is good. It doesn't
Thank
just
you.
list something to make you feel good or get out, which is good for yourself if it's therapeutic. But when you put it in the book, it has to be hot, and you do that. And I want to let you know that you do that.
Thank you.
So as I was reading your book, it quickly became to me a memorial to relatives that passed away. Did a lot of that get sparked off by the workshops by Vanessa Chica? Because my last book to my padrino, it was sparked more like from her workshop. I gotta do this. After that workshop, I was like, I gotta honor him in this way. And I felt like it might have happened for you as well.
I've done a lot of different workshops, and Vanessa's workshop was one of those that I was avoiding for a long time.
Really?
Yes. I was not trying to do that workshop. I'm like, nope.
Because you cry.
And that's not like something I show. I don't like to show that side of me. Vanessa has that power of like doing that and does it on stage. And she's very vulnerable. She's teaching me vulnerability. So every time she's like, you want to come to my grief workshop? I'm like, I'll let you know. Eventually I did, but a lot of different workshops influenced the writing in there. So not technically Vanessa, but Vanessa's advice, Rebecca's advice, you know, but not that workshop. I avoided that workshop like a plague. Sorry, Vanessa.
No, but that's a testament to it. Like that really pulls it out of you. I wrote a whole book about one person, you know. Wow. That
Padrino, right?
Yeah, that workshop just pulled everything out of me. I cried till I couldn't speak words anymore. It was so intense and powerful. You know, to pull it out of you. When I saw a lot of your poems, I remembered prompts that she gave, and I thought, I wonder if these. So I'm gonna say spiritually, somehow you got the message from her workshops, because it was very like.
I've taken her workshops, so yeah. I don't think they're from the grief ones. At least not the ones in the family part. I don't think so.
It's a hard one. It's a hard one because one of the hardest things to do is face our fears, right? And that's why I always say fear forward. You know, things when you're afraid of something, fear forward and do it. But it's hard. It's not easy. You try to fear forward, but and I'm gonna tell you, with workshops, I didn't like workshops at all. I never did them till Vanessa told me to go to the Sunday Writing Circle, and then I loved it. So well, speaking of workshops, you've been teaching and leading them for a long time. We did a couple with you. So how did that begin? And do you plan to always do workshops? Because you seem to be now, I love your one-on-ones, you know.
Thank you. I've been doing workshops like in groups since 2010.
Yeah.
Before that, I was teaching in classrooms. So I first started out as a para, like a teacher assistant. And then I went on to become like an unlicensed teacher because I didn't finish the exams. And so I was teaching like 3rd and 4th grade. And then I became a director at a shelter home for middle school students. And that's when the workshop started evolving. Like, I don't have to just teach English or I could start being creative writing and things of that sort. And then by the time I looped you and Vanessa and Kat and Peggy and Rebecca in, that was already at the high school level. I was already a coordinator for the poetic arts component, and I had so much fun doing that.
You were amazing because, well, first of all, a lot of people might not know that you're also an MC. You were into hip hop and you rhyme. So, but when me and Catalina went to your workshop, you spoke like them and you gave them you walked and talked like them, so they related to you and loved you and respect you in a way that like a peer, which you don't get from your teachers or your school social workers or your school advisors. And I'm sure of whatever staff of whatever place you were ever involved in saw that, right? So and that's not even something that you purposely said, I'm going to be like them. It was just that you were respecting them and feeling them as one of them, as a peer, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a combination. I mean, when I first started working with middle school students, it became a defense mechanism. Like they will test you. I'm short, I'm 5 feet tall, so they'll test you. So then one day I just snapped and said, "Don't get it twisted, because I'm in slacks and shoes. I'll see you outside at 3 o'clock." And everybody was like, "Oh, Miss
Yes.
Lopez." And I kind of got the girl suspended for a day. I wasn't going to do it much damage, but just letting them know, listen, I'm not your typical English teacher. You will respect me. And so I started to see that this is how they respond, that, you have that relationship with them. So that's how it started back in 2010. And then eventually it just became my personality. It's just natural now.
Yeah, and I remember this one kid that was really nervous, and then you did after that workshop was where they could read their poems, and he was so scared. And I don't even know what you told the person. I know that you were holding him around the shoulder, and you were speaking to him, and then he did it like with no fear, and he went up there and did it like he's been doing this forever. And that's what I'm talking about. That's what you did so well, is be able to. If another person, an educator, would try to do that and not been able to relate to these students as you did, it would not have worked out the same way. I was a shy kid. I wouldn't have gotten out there unless I had someone like you telling me to do it, So big up for that. Big up for that. So something that pops out for me in your book, three-dimensionally, is taste and sense in your poetry. How important and how intentional, like, are you aware when you do that?
The sensory
effects. I can smell, and I can taste, when you talk about not just food, but you can taste the fear, you can smell, but especially when you talk about food and culture and all that, you can taste it, you can smell the atmosphere, you could taste the food. So is that's really important and intentional when you do these things?
It's absolutely intentional. Not only have I learned that in certain workshops of people who actually teach it, but I got my bachelor's degree in English with a focus in creative writing. So I did a lot of poetry workshops in college.
Right.
And a professor used to always tell me, "Don't tell me, show me."
Show me, yeah.
And so that's something that I now practice in my workshops. Like, don't tell me my mom was sad, I left. My mom was angry, her eyebrows were down, her fists were clenched. Show me. Right. And so I made sure to always remember that. It happens on purpose. I want you to feel it.
And it's hard in poetry, because sometimes in poetry it is tell me, don't show me, because you leave a lot out. You leave a lot to the imagination of the reader. But in writing like a prose poetry or a novel or a short story, you have to show and not tell. And you do that, like you said, to be able to show and not tell in poetry, where you have to chop off certain words in order to make it poetic. It's hard. It's not an easy thing to do, and you are able to do that. So
it's a skill. I learned to do it. I wasn't good in the beginning. My poetry was not good in the beginning.
Really? I thought.
I don't think so.
We always liked you. I'm lying. We never liked you.
No, I don't think so.
No, we always love anybody who I ever interview is because I like them, and I think
likewise.
Likewise. They moved me in a certain way. Reading your book was like it was like going through a family photo album in the sala. I'm aging myself right here. But when the photo albums used to exist, it's like going through that, and only the photos in your book, right? They came with hidden fears, dreams, anger, hurt, joy, and triumphs. Was this book for you a kind of opening up of yourself to the world, or at least a good peek into your soul, like a photo album where you say, look, this is when, and this was me, and this is what happened, and oh, this is your Theo, whatever, blah blah?
Yeah, if I thought Live Big Girl was a vulnerable book, which it was, this book right here was even more vulnerable. It was like, oh my God, I'm being so transparent. What are people gonna think about me? I'm talking about my dad. I'm talking about a whole bunch of things that I never talked about.
Right.
And Live Big Girl led to that. It was the beginning of starting to peel off these layers of protection. Like, you can start being yourself. I threw it all in into this book, and I even wrote, my mom's gonna be upset when she reads this.
Yeah.
So it
But
was rough. It was tough to write.
it's got to be, and you also, as far as I said early on about writing for you and not for the readers, because I mean, yeah, you want the readers to enjoy your book, but you did what you had, you got out what you had to get out, and I saw that in, well, I was going to mention one, but like my favorite pieces in the book, I have a few favorites. I Can't Breathe, of course, because that's well along the lines of what I write about a lot. Um, uh, Urban Journeys, that was kind of, that might be my favorite
Oh
piece.
wow.
Niña Bonita, silent girls more pretty, I think is how you put it, man. And Rhombus Life. To open this up, they fear us, they
fear to become
they
us.
feel they'll become us, believe no one will love them. Those were, so I mean, which of those that I mentioned, which one of those I mean, those are diverse, you know what I mean? Like they went different ways, and you didn't try to, like, I've been for the last 4 or 5 of my writings trying to stick on a theme, and you were like, I'm traveling with you, but I'm not going to stick to one topic. I'm going to show you lots of parts of me. I had no idea you can do something like, not that you could, but that you were interested in doing in something like I Can't Breathe, or Urban Journeys. That was a shock to me, So tell me.
I think I started to like put myself in the shoes of another person. I write a lot about the human condition. And what I wanted to experiment with was not writing from my perspective, writing from somebody else's perspective. That's why you get like Oddly, you get like other poems like that. Like I'm not writing from my perspective per se. I'm writing it. What would that person in the train who's struggling with her 4 kids, pregnant and with a black guy, what would she be saying right now? And writing from that perspective.
Yeah.
And making it relatable.
And I also felt like there was this book could have been 3 books in one, it's a big book, and you went
it's my
through a
largest
lot.
collection. Yeah.
It is. And I mean, especially when you went through the pandemic, like I wonder as I was reading it was like, I wonder if she thought, should I put this all in one book, or should I separate them into 3 different books? Because I like that you did that. I did that myself in one of my collections where I said, F it, I'm going to put it all together, right? But a lot of people are afraid to do that. And that's again to something I love in people when they fear forward. Did you realize that when you wrote this?
I think, you edited my first, I want to say 3 books. And I remember you telling me, you don't put them in chapters. I would just write it was like an underground mixtape. And with this book, I was really conscious of that. I said, I want chapters. Yeah. I want chapters, and I want them to all have a specific name. They all start with the letter S, if you notice. I wanted to be purposeful. So I was like, I'm going to start applying that into that, because you're the one that gave me the idea for Jutina journals to have those,
That's nice.
I don't think I have any chapters. Yeah, I'm like, I should have chapters, damn it. You're right.
Why'd you do that with the S?
I don't know why the letter S.
It just happened.
Just happened, yeah. I found awesome. Too many words with S: sacred, sangre, society, right? And I'm like, S to this, damn it, S.
Yeah. As far as right now, if you look back, or if you even look at what's happening on you now, who would you say are your inspirations currently, and who were your inspirations to begin with, besides your parents?
You mean family-wise, or
anyone that is your inspirations? Period.
Inspirations. Period. So it could be anybody. I have a lot of people that inspire me, and now that I'm older, like it shifts and it changes. So, I don't know. Oprah Winfrey is one of them now. She's been saying some stuff about I don't manifest, I am manifesting. Like she's just amazing to me. I'm like, oh, okay, like a whole nother level. Um, Musicians always fascinate me. Lauryn Hill, even though she's always late, she fascinates me. She
Yeah,
does.
and her voice is gone. Sorry,
Yeah, and
Lauren.
a lot of poets, a lot of poets that I've read. There's so many poets in the community and in the classics. I find inspiration in everything. In water, I find inspiration in God. You can inspire me. Like anything can inspire me now. I feel like my mind has, like, I have more folds now in my brain. I'm just getting like older and just a little bit more open.
I'm gonna make a confession.
Okay.
I never saw The Color Purple.
Oh, I don't. Let me mute myself for a second.
What's
Give me 3 seconds. Hold on.
That's the same thing. You wait, the way you reacted was exactly how Kat reacted when I first told her.
Oh, I even read the book. The book is better, I think.
Books are
But
always better. The books are
yeah.
always more deep. What scares you about performing, if anything?
What scares me about performing? A few things. One, forgetting my lines, like in my dreams. That the crowd doesn't find me relatable, or that I get booed off. I don't know, like a lot, or I slip and fall, make a split. I'm like, I finally did a split, guys. Take a bit, but I'm in pain. Like, okay, it's so many different things. But definitely, like, forgetting my lines.
Yeah, I mean, this happened to me. So I know the feeling.
And who taught me a good secret? Somebody taught me a good secret. I think it was Peggy, but I'm not sure. They're like, when you forget your line, just repeat your last line.
Yeah. So what I teach when I do teach poetry, I tell them to have a life preserver is what I call it. So each poem you write should have a life preserver. So either it's the title of the poem, or it has to be some line in your poem that can be repeated, because there's a style of poetry where you can repeat. So I say that every time you get stuck, you repeat that poem, and that line has to be a line that can end the poem. Because if you're totally blacked out, then it has to be that line to end it, and then you can be like, peace, I'm out. One time at Capicu, I got really drunk. And I got up there and decided I'm gonna, for some dumb reason, sign up for the open mic. I did a whole revolu that I don't even know what I said up there, but I did the life preserver, came back, and I took Kat and the person of it. And that's how you mess up.
Oh my God.
If you mess up, you gotta do it right. You gotta have that life preserver. Tell me one thing that you do not want to live without.
One thing I do not want to live without. My God, these questions. Damn. I mean, oh my God. One thing I don't want to live without. I can only pick one. This is ridiculous. Air. I don't want to live without air. My lungs need them.
You know what? That's not a want. That's a need.
Okay. Music.
Music. See, there you go. There you go. And that's such an important question. You know, they say El David's got good questions. That's what I'm hearing. Because when you answer that question for yourself, it tells you what ties into your art. Because without it, you wouldn't want to be without it. So you wouldn't be able to do what you do without getting moved by that. All right. So I mentioned before that speaking of music, that you were a rap artist in the past. So when did you first get into hip hop? Was it the 90s?
Yeah, I was 11. I was listening to Let the Rhythm Hit 'Em or something like that from Eric B. and Rakim.
Yes.
And I used to listen to, like, what was it called? With Uncle Ralph McDaniel's Video Music Box.
The Video Music Box. Yes.
Sit and just watch that.
I missed that. Those were the days. Those were the Jungle Brother Tribe Called Quest days. Yes.
Yeah.
For me, rap is poetry. You I'm sure you agree as well, right?
Oh, I agree. Absolutely. I've been told that I'm not a poet because I do hip hop. Just a FYI.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay. Sure, that's your opinion.
One of my very favorite poets, name is Portia O. If anybody's doesn't know who that is, you should look her up. and she just became a laureate actually, and she's a very hip hop poet, and she says in one of her poems, they say I'm not a poet because I rhyme too much, something like that, and I love it. And then I have one too that says I guess they never heard of Maya Angelou or Edgar Allan Poe, who also rhymed and
It
a lot of
rhymed, yeah.
stuff, yeah. So it's interesting to know. I'm loving interviewing you because we're both hip hop.
Absolutely. Yeah. Hip
I
hop
have
is.
we had Billy Tuggle too, right? And amazing poet,
Mm-hmm.
roots deep in hip hop. And I have tons of hip hop style poetry. I consider myself a hip hop poet. I noticed that although you are hip hop, right? In in this book, at least, you exclude hip hop vernacular in your poems.
I do.
Is that conscious?
I think so. I wanted to not touch that because I felt like the first book was all hip hop. Poems, Prose, and Phases, you hear my vernacular, my tone is all hip hop. I wanted this book to be more like, no, you're gonna show your evolution. You're gonna show the you got a master's degree now after your guidance counselor said you wasn't a college material. You're gonna show all these intellectuals that you know how to articulate your words. So I got a little bit of that in there.
Yeah, and you did tell her off in one of your pieces in the book too. But when I did Outlaw Poetry, funny that title sounds like it's gonna be really hip hop, and that was the one book that I did not really use my hip hop vernacular, and I wanted that to be different. Not because I think that there's anything wrong with street slang or ebonics or whatever you want to call it these days, or hip hop slang, but just because there's a way I'm not gonna go into Microsoft or Google and say, yo, can I make an application, son? I just wanted to, like you said, there's other sides to us and we can do more than just that. And I wanted to do it that way. People still didn't, a lot of people will still judge you from your hip hop.
All the time.
And now I say, don't bring it, because I love my hip hop slang and I love it. And I love that you love it and you don't shy away from it either. But in this book you did, I noticed, and it was very clear that you steered away, but I didn't know if it was a conscious move.
You can see it at the very end with the poem Musical Files. I talk very little bit about it. But you don't see a lot of it.
Yeah. So do you ever envision yourself doing a hip hop album?
Whoa. Yeah. No, I don't know about album. I mean, you would have asked me 2009, yes. Now in 2012, no. I don't know about album. I could see myself doing an EP.
Yeah.
A 3-song track.
You can't,
something like that.
Age is not an excuse, because look at me. I think I'm the oldest person in our circle, and we have a giant circle.
One of the oldest. You're not the oldest. You're one of the oldest.
Yeah, no. I think but I keep going with it. I don't stop. I would love you to do it, at least an EP. You got it. I'm trying to put that in your ear. So, and Live Big Girl was not just a theatrical performance and book, but a ground shaking, infectious movement. Tell me about that experience. Did it change the way you write and also how you saw yourself?
It changed my whole entire perspective. It changed my perception of myself. I no longer wear sleeves. Like, I wear sleeveless shirts now because of it.
Yeah.
I know Renessa was like, oh my God, you have no sleeves. I'm like, I know. Don't make it weird. I feel awkward. It's changing my whole perspective on everything. And the way I was raised to like say things that were not proper about my own body, because I was taught to say those things. I'm a comedian, so fat people, fat jokes, that's funny. Once I started doing this, I'm like, is it funny? Is it a defense mechanism? Is there something else behind that?
I felt the boldness. I noticed the change since after Live Big Girl. Actually, not just you, all three of you. There was a boldness. There was a courage that was born from that. Because I'm sure the writing, just birthing those words on paper was hard. But then you had to perform it, right, as a rehearsal. Then you had to watch a stage full of people that you probably think are going to judge you, or looking at you or expecting you to say what they expect you to say, or even you might feel like with me, with my anxiety, they're expecting me to fail. But then I noticed the change in all of you, and all of your writings and all of your performances was more courageous, you know, and you can see that in this new book. I'm really promoting this book out there, people, because it's dope. So
Thank you.
check it out. It's a different side of her than you've ever read in her other books. Make sure you do check those books out. What makes you feel uplifted these days?
What makes me feel uplifted?
There's not much these days to make you feel uplifted. The world is going to hell in a rocket. So
I think after the pandemic, my perception of life itself has changed. I lost a lot of people. And just this year, between March, just the month of March, I lost 5 family members in the month of March, between March and like early April. Yeah. So I feel like life is not promised. Life is too short, like they say. What's stopping me from doing what I want, what I really want to do? Right. It's made me appreciate the little things, like my backyard, which is like Central Park. I call it the backyard. Like I never took advantage of the backyard. I never went to Central Park. After the pandemic, all I do is go to Central Park. I started valuing the little things in life. You know, like complaining about my ankles because they're fat. I'm like, well, you know, before you saw somebody who had no ankles. So just little things like that. I just appreciate life a little bit more. I don't know if it's the age, but I don't think it's the age. I don't think it's my age.
You know, it's wise to learn from everything that you go through. I mean, the pandemic changed everybody's life, and there's everything that you hate about yourself or your life, somebody has it worse, you know. And when you look at it that way, and you think about that, when your leg hurts, there's like a person with no legs, and then you feel bad. You're like, wait, what am I doing? I'm grateful to just have this part.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, when I complain about my job and I see somebody selling mangoes on the freeway.
Yes.
Like, how bad do I really have it? Like, so I'm more conscious of myself. I'm not saying I'm 100% there. I'm definitely more conscious, and I try to choose my battles.
You said mango. Everybody tells me that mango is wrong.
Maybe mango.
Am I wrong? Is it pronounced mango?
Mango. Mango's a fruit.
It is. It's not mango.
Mango. I don't know. Depends on your accent.
Let me see in Spanish. I just went left. Queen was like, what's happening here? This is we're in the living room right now. All El Cat events are in the sala. You know that. Is there a book, movie, song, or show that positively shaped your life?
As a kid, it was Freckle Juice.
What's that?
Freckle Juice is a book about a kid who gets bullied. I think you should read the book. But basically, he makes his potion. I don't remember too well, but he ends up getting these purple freckles. And that book, I just know that it changed my perspective as a kid. So that was one of them. Let me see. Maya Angelou's books. I have a book of hers that are just basically like affirmations.
Nice.
It's just pure affirmations. Music. I love all types of music. It's hard to pick music. I love everything. Like I just listen to like a little bit. I like Maxwell. I like Sade. I like Mos Def. I like Wu-Tang. I listen to everything.
I want more. Like my son says, more. I want more Sade.
More, yeah.
Yeah. I want more. She's so awesome, that voice. I just don't feel like we got enough of her.
Yeah, unfortunately. And for movies, I wasn't really a big movie person. I started watching shows during the pandemic. I was not like a big TV person. I've seen a lot of shows that are really good. I just don't know if I could pick one that has motivated me. I feel like little bits and pieces of stuff have given me joy.
You know, speak because you mentioned mantra. I actually, a lot of people don't know this. I have a mantra book, an ebook, nothing but affirmations. It's a free book. Even I never promoted. This is the first time I'm ever even talking about it. I put it out there. And it does. It probably does better than all my books combined. Really? I never promoted it. It's just more about. It's all affirmations of my spiritual faith, mocha, and that's all it is. And it's the one that's downloaded more than all of my books combined. It's crazy.
Oh wow.
I didn't know that Maya Angelou had a book like that, so now I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah.
So would you say that your past shaped you more, or would you say current experiences shape you more?
These questions, I'm telling you. I have a little bit of both. A little bit of both has shaped me.
The past got you to a point, and
right.
then and then the current got you past that.
Right. A little bit of both. Yeah.
Helping you out here. I got difficult questions. Name a song that makes you cry and a song that lifts you up.
A song that makes me cry. Oh my God, Al. Do you understand? I think you don't understand the library in my brain right now. Oh my God. For some reason, when I was younger, you know that song "Come Back to Me" from Janet Jackson?
Yes.
There's something about that song that has sadness in it. That song always made me tear up as a kid, and I didn't know why. Like I could feel her pain singing that song. So that song, if you listen to that song, you're kind of like, damn, I don't know if it's the melody, the lyrics. That song messes me up. I can't listen to that song.
Interesting. She does nothing for me ever. I used to watch. I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get what the big deal is.
Well then,
Miss Jackson, if you're nasty.
Yeah, come back to me. And then a song that gives me joy. Let's see, a song that gives me joy. I'm gonna say "Sunny Days." "Sunny Days in June" by Jamiroquai. It's just a carefree bubble gum song about just chilling in the summer, not doing nothing.
That's what we need right now. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
What's a moment that hurt you that you can now laugh about?
A moment that hurt me that I cannot laugh about?
That you can now laugh about.
Oh, that I can now laugh about. My first breakup when I was in high school.
It hurt.
It hurt. He's a big liar. I was 18 and he was only 16 and I didn't know.
Oh.
And I was going to college and he made some corny excuse about, he couldn't be with me or whatever. But he was just trying to get to with somebody else who had nipple rings and a tongue ring. And I wasn't that cool to have nipple rings and a tongue ring at, 16, 17. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to college then.
I'm still considering the nipple ring.
I mean, hey.
I don't know. I think I'm wondering gold hoops might look good, but only if I work out a lot more because I have to keep it up. Because my fear is I'm gonna get into a fight, or that's gonna get caught on a tela, on a string or something, and then pull it, and my nipple is gonna rip and bleed.
It might not even be in the fight. It might be just you taking off your shirt.
Yeah, exactly. Or you're sleeping and you're having a nice dream, and all of a sudden it pulls and I gotta have a strong chest that can hold that in, man. What was a creative and career risk that you've taken?
Career risk that I've taken was transitioning from K through 12 to college.
To what?
Transitioning from the K through 12 sector. So I worked in K through 12 for, at that time, it was like 16 years. And I transitioned to working in a college setting. I was 35 years old and I thought I was having a midlife crisis because I was like changing my major. And I'm like, I don't know nothing about college. And then somebody was like, yes, you do. You work with high school seniors. You help them with financial aid. You take them on school trips to go to college. Yeah. And I was like, oh, but it was still different for me because I was so used to the little ones. Hey, Miss Lopez. And now it's like, you my coach? I don't need a coach. I know what I'm doing. I'm like, okay. So that was life changing. Now I'm going to be 7 years in higher ed.
Man, God bless all you teachers, because I could never do that. I would quit definitely by the end of the week. The first week I would quit. When I walk down the street and I see the teachers with their kids on like field trips and they're like struggling to keep them in line, I'm like, God bless you all. God bless you. I could not do that. I don't have that kind of patience. I wish
I'm no longer teaching though. Right now, I'm just like an academic advisor type thing.
But you are an educator, and
Educator. Yeah, I still educate.
you were an educator, and I applaud you for that. And when you
Thank
did it,
you.
you know, that's not an easy thing. And if it's easy for you, if you felt like that was easy, then that's even more amazing. Because I
I
would probably,
loved it. Is what it was. I
I would,
loved doing it.
that's crazy. Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
I would be drinking every night. Like, what are you most proud of?
What am I most proud of? Few things, but one of them definitely proving my guidance counselor wrong. I'm so
Mm,
proud of that. She was talking mad smack about me when I was a kid. She didn't
I like
uplift
that.
me. She told me to give up.
You know what's funny is you have your experience is the opposite. It's the polar opposite of Peggy's experience.
Hmm.
She had an amazing guidance counselor that helped her out.
Oh wow, no, I didn't.
And then Kat had a horrible guidance counselor. I forgot what she told her what to be. Hey, Kat, if you did, chime in and let me know what it was. I think she told her to like get into food services or something crazy like that. And she's a lawyer now, so God bless both of you for showing them that they were wrong. I love it. I love it. She said, no, what was it, Kat? She's in the chat saying what it was.
Cosmetology.
Cosmetology. Yeah, yeah. Nothing wrong with cosmetology. Let's
Right?
make
Nothing
sure
wrong,
we are
right?
clear with that. Nothing wrong with that.
I
But
mean,
but she limited her to that. That's
of
the
course.
difference. That's the difference.
My
So,
guidance counselor didn't even tell me that. She said, go get a GED. She said, drop
oh
out of school and get a
man,
GED.
that happened to me. And you know what? I did it. I
Yeah,
did it.
I know a lot of
Yeah.
people who've gotten GEDs and went to college and graduated from college.
I had a teacher who told me just that. Like, you know, he said you learn too quick in the class and you get bored. You're not gonna have fun here. You're not gonna have, if you're not having fun, you're not gonna do well. You need to just get your GED. And you know, I was young and I was like, that it sounded nice. You
Oh
know,
wow.
I mean, I don't regret a lot of life because I wouldn't be where I'm at right now if I changed one thing, right? But I always wish I didn't listen to him. But I think I experienced that, like you and me, and all our experiences that fucked with us. We can now tell another person how to help another person not make that mistake. Not, I shouldn't say mistake, but give them a better option.
Right.
I'm trying to choose my words better.
I
So
understand that.
we're gonna do a no cap 5-pack, real fast, 5 questions, just quick, just a little
Okay.
get to know you. That's all. Nothing scary or anything like that. Sometimes they are scary. This time it's not.
You've been having me freeze up like, ah.
No, they're easy. They're real easy questions. Hector Lavoe or Juan Luis Guerra?
Oh my God. What? Hector level.
Rupi Kaur or Pablo Neruda?
Pablo Neruda.
Oh, did you say Juan Luis Guerra?
No,
Oh, okay.
it's a Hector level.
I know the answer to this one, but Tribe Called Quest or Jay-Z?
Tribe Called Quest.
Of course. Yes. Yes. All right. Stand and Deliver or Lean on Me?
Lean on Me.
Lean on Me. Woo, I like Stand and Deliver.
Mhm.
Cuba Libre or Margaritas?
Margaritas.
Yes.
Every single time. Oh, I love margaritas.
Yes. So right now you have the floor to do up if you want to. You don't have to, but you have the floor to do up to 4 pieces. Up to you.
Oh, sure. Let me just get what I got. Any particular piece you want to hear?
Ooh, if you want to do the ones I love, yeah. Okay. Here's the thing. My favorite is Urban Journeys, and then I Can't Breathe. But I'm not gonna. I want you to do what you feel, but I would love to hear them. Especially.
No, I'll do those.
Yeah, because I don't think people hear that side of you a lot. And I like Niña Bonita. You know, I like what's the other one? Rhombus Life. So yeah.
Yeah, I'd never performed Rhombus Life, to be honest with you. I submitted it to a magazine and that was it. I never touched it again. It was a really hard write. So I was like, eh. So Urban Journeys, I created this when Vanessa, Rebecca, and I were doing this thing for Peggy. I'm trying to remember what it was called, Travesias, I think it was called. And that's where this came from. So this is pre-Live Big Girl. Urban Journeys. Inhale and absorb the salsa being played, the salsa being made, intertwine and entertain Aztecas and Tainos sharing these streets, Mayas and Incas dancing to the drum beats, Mesoamerica and Norte America, La Marqueta or La Manteca, you choose your destiny. Civilizations of kings and queens spread out to the four corners locally, from the Bronx, Brooklyn, Harlem, and Queens. These genes are well seasoned. Quesaba y quenepas, nopale y arepas, tortillas, carne fritas, please pass la cerveza. De Centroamérica a Sudamérica, Mexico y el Caribe, community and family united in tragedies. Under the American dream, reality, somos latinos, somos unidos, somos gente decente también, di que, Mr. Presidente. We are more than flags and acentos. We are more than check boxes, more than data and statistics, neighbors and natives, storytelling and folklore. Inhale and absorb, saturate and explore, exhale deeply, release and enjoy nuestro sabor. Boom, boom, boom. Gonna see if I can find the other ones. I'm gonna read something that I like that I wrote after Live Big Girl, but I feel like it fits Live Big Girl, if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
It's called Big, Large, and Round. Would you laugh at the elephant? Tease the hippopotamus? Would you make jokes about the whale and all its fullness? Is the ocean too wide for your eyes? Are the planets too round? Do you wish that they were uncomfortable for taking up all that space? Would you stop them in the street and recommend Herbalife? Would you DM them a slimming tea? Would you tell them how they would be so much prettier if they would just become smaller? I didn't think so. I'm looking. I'm looking. I know you said.
Caught you off guard. That's why. While you're looking at that, everybody who's listening to you said on that first piece said, "Oh, that's why he loves that piece."
I'm looking for the one you wanted, the I Can't Breathe, and I feel like I've memorized it, but because I know myself right now, I'm gonna forget it. I'll just have it. I can't breathe. 8 minutes and 46 seconds. The capital M in all men are created equal does not include you and does not include me. 7 minutes and 46 seconds. There is only one race, and that's the human race, but their actions say otherwise. 6 minutes and 46 seconds. Our laws, amendments, and constitution still need tweaking. Where are the current updates? 5 minutes and 46 seconds. Satan also recites scripture. Holding a Bible has never impressed me, never will. Many will come to deceive. 4 minutes and 46 seconds. What happened to love your neighbor as yourself? Do you even love yourself? The hypocrisy. 3 minutes and 46 seconds. With all this history, with all these receipts, you still want to say all lives matter. What an oxymoron. 2 minutes and 46 seconds. How do you police the police? Still runaway slave patrol? Not all killers hide under sheets. 1 minute and 46 seconds. They say, things take time. I say, time is up. 46 seconds. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Is that 4 poems, Olivia?
That was you. It was 3, but if you wanted to stop there, that's you already. Oh, you just tore a hole in our hearts. So if you want to do a happy one.
Oh, okay. Happy one.
I was about to cry there like that.
I'm sorry. I don't have a lot of happy ones.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, I'm good. If you want to stop there, that's fine. You can give your handles and let them know where they can find you and what's coming up for you.
So my website's kglopez.com. My handles are on Instagram, kglopez11. On Facebook, it's kglopez11. I don't do Twitter, but it's kglopez11. What else? TikTok is kglopez11. They're all the same. kglopez11.
What's 11?
11 is my favorite number.
Why?
Oh my God, where do I start? I'll give you a few. I'll give you a few.
That's an EJB. That's an EJB in Ifa.
Oh yeah, I don't know what that means, but
it's a twin. It's a twin. That's when you put. We have different odus, and when you have them together, the two that line up completely the same. They're the most powerful of that odu.
Yeah, it's double ones. It's a master number. So my birthday's 218, which adds up to 11. My birthday is 281, which is 11. K is the 11th letter of the alphabet. If you add up my social, it adds up to 11. If you add up my license plate, it adds up to 11. My father died on 1/11. That number always follows me. And that's just a few. Yeah.
So I interrupted you. I shouldn't have. I just got interested in that, and I was like, why didn't I ask that? So now go ahead, give your handles one more time, and then where we could see you sooner. What's coming up for you? And when you when you're gonna do an EP with El David, we could talk about that later. But
so my handle is KG Lopez 11 or 11 on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok, and Twitter. Although I barely use Twitter. You can also find me on LinkedIn or Linktree/KG Lopez. But if you go to my website, all my handles are there. KGLopez.com.
Say it one more time. That website.
KGLopez.com. www.kglopez.com.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yes. I like that. That's how you end it. Listen, everybody, remember, it takes a smart man to learn from his own mistakes, but it takes a wise man to learn from the mistakes of others. I'll see you next time with Mario G. You see what I did there? Mario Lopez. You got that in my head now.
Mario Lopez from Saved by the
Mario
Bell.
Lopez, he's coming up. He's got his new book.
Yes.
Oh my God, I said Lopez. Excuse me.
I know. That's why I said from Saved by the Bell.
And I'm not drinking. I have no excuse this time. Mario Ponce Pagan, and I'm recording an album with Tamara right now. I'm leaking it.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, and then I'm gonna in the future I'm gonna be doing an EP with Karina.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Let's do it. I want to see you do it. You once in Harlem did a feature with Shafina was the host, and you did a rhyme at the end to Congas. And I wanted to record you ever since then, and I thought it'd be a great idea, and everybody loved when you did that. So once again, that was one of my beautiful sisters who is amazing and not just talented, but her heart is just open and inviting. And her book again is Textual Time Capsules, and here it is. Make sure you cop that and support your artists. And
quick plug, I got stickers and magnets, bro.
You got who? What?
Stickers and magnets.
Oh, she's got stickers, and I thought she had stitches and maggots. No. I was like, what? That would be horrible. That would be horrible. That would be hard. And yes, stitches and magnet, stitches and maggots. I know you got stickers and magnets. Stitches and maggots would be a great book. It's probably for Thomas Fugoloro. That would be a great title for one of his books. And also another thing you said earlier, Underground Mixtape is a dope title for a book, by the way. So, all right. Thank you so much for being here. Everybody get off mute and say goodbye to Karina, please.
Bye.
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 Stay after. Stay after. Bye. And again.
It's still live on Facebook.
Yeah, we're live on Facebook. We're gonna shut that down. And